Okay, welcome to the new session. So this is regarding uh, develop a web-based application using Servlet JSP. Okay, Servlet and JSP. Okay, with JDBC. Right. So let us uh, think about how you're going to do. So basically, what we'll do to now is, for example, we are going to design something. Just think about we have a application where just think about ERP system or any kind of application. Okay, so obviously over there we have one user interface that is your you can think like login page. Okay, just imagine this is your login page. Okay, so application development is nothing but I somewhat believe it's a repetition of same step again and again. Okay, now basic thing is we are using MVC architecture. That is the minimum thing we are following MVC architecture. So so this is nothing but your view, right? Now this is having two information we are keeping user ID and password and having a button. Right. So this will be our design. Okay. So we are not going to use any template or anything, simple kind of thing, which is going to the server side. Okay. So this is your server, assume, and we have a login servlet. Okay, or login controller. I'm just naming as LC. Okay. So the control move to this particular place and it is going to retrieve all the data. Okay, that is your user ID and password it is going to retrieve. And also there is a DAO layer where we are going to write some of our code regarding the like the JDBC we are going to use for retrieving and all. So we have maybe we can say user DAO. Okay, so we are going to create a user DAO kind of thing. And there we just provide. So obviously the servlet is going to communicate to this particular thing. Okay. And with these two data, that is your user ID and password. Okay. And we have to write some code and basically it is going to return the user information. Okay, we can do exception handling, we can use a lot of more things, but I try to use as simple as it is. Okay. And it is going to return you one object which is going to contain all the user information. Okay, if it is successful, it is going to return all the user information. That is the basic motto of today's class. And if it is somewhat, if it is successful, we got succeeded, then this should move to a another page. With the success, it is going to move to the another page. So that is your welcome page. Okay. So that is your welcome page. And in the welcome page, we are going to display some of the information. Okay. With what you have collected from the user DAO class that you are going to display. And if it is unsuccessful, then the response goes back to the login page. Okay. So this is failure and this is success. Okay, so that is the job of the controller. Okay, so it is trying to control everything. Got the point? Okay, and this is the way we are going to do. So similarly, if you go for some other kind of thing, then again the same stuff you have to do. You can go for other things, right? So let us design similar kind of thing over here. Okay, I'm clearing all the stuff. Okay. Getting back, so basic thing you require is one is the database connectivity. Okay. So let us create one schema. Okay. So basically, you can keep every project can have separate schema so that you can keep all your tables in that particular place only. Okay. So I am just giving ERP some random stuff only. Okay. And uh, the yes, ERP is ready. Now we are going to create some tables. Okay, I'm going to create uh, at least two tables. So obviously, whenever you are creating the project, it will be more number of tables, maybe 10, 20, 30, 100. Okay, so depending upon the size of the project. Okay, I'm just giving a use case of that simple use case kind of thing. So I'm just keeping that much only. Okay, so this is somewhat like I can say login table. Okay, so in the login table, if you try to see in our ERP, now in the ERP system, you can mark we have a faculty, we have staff, we have student, we have accounts department, all kind of different peoples are there. Okay, so obviously the type is also there, and also everyone having some user ID. Okay, and my user ID is somewhat like EMPBBS 0218. Now, your email user ID is 230720, so like that. So, obviously, I cannot take integer, I should take varchar. So, here you have to decide that depending upon the value, what should be the thing. Now, what is the range for staff kind of thing? It is comes around like 7, 8 character, but for student it is 12 character. So maximum always you have to consider what is the maximum. Okay, and this is primary key and not null. And I'm giving also as password. Okay, if you have more, then you can, if you have you can say user email ID can be user ID, but then obviously you can give more size. Okay, now another is which type of user, because you can mention that way like it is a faculty or a student or it is an admin or something like that. And I'm also keeping this is as, and all these are not null because we have to provide all those information. Okay, so this is our first table. Okay, so similarly, we require another table because our objective is somewhat like we have to retrieve all information and we are going to display all user information. So suppose this is the student table. Okay, so likewise you can create staff table and all. Okay, so I'm just writing for student only. So RE registration number. Okay, and I can give this is as varchar too. Okay, so suppose 12, then I can give name. Similarly, I can give mobile. Okay. Similarly, you can think of what is this, the size and all you have to decide. Okay. So as many you want to keep, you can keep. There is no restriction. So I'm just keeping with this much. And yeah, email you can put whatever you want. But one more thing you require is login or user ID. Okay, because you have to link with the login table. And this is user ID is back up to 45. So make sure the size matches. Okay. So that is the first thing you have to do. Right. Now over here in this particular case, this is the primary key. Okay. Name is not null. You can give mobile number is may not compulsory. Okay. And there is a foreign key we have to set. Okay. So we can give login underscore stud okay, and foreign key as prefix. And which table you are referring is uh, okay. Reference table is login and user ID you are choosing for this and user ID. So this is the minimum step you have to follow. Okay. Now my both tables are ready. Okay. And we can um, so currently I'm not doing for registration. So similar step you can do for registration so that you can populate these two fields. Okay. So currently I'm just going for the login kind of thing. So minimum I should have some information. So first thing is though the login table is the primary key, so I can give the first record in the master table. Okay. So just giving one. Okay. So you can give any accordingly. So password is suppose ONE one, and type is this is student. Okay, and this is two, and password is suppose again the same, and this is a that is your admin, and three. Okay, and this is again the password one I'm keeping, and this is faculty table. Okay, so three different kind of information I am keeping. So later stage, what I can do is I can create more tables and I can collect how you are going to collect information and all. So that also we can see. Okay, so at least you can also add few more student information. Okay, so one, so this is also a student. Okay, so simple, the table creation is done. Okay, this many informations are there. And likewise, a student having two record we have kept. Okay, registration number one. So this is suppose RAM and mobile number is something else and user ID is one. Okay, and registration number is two. Okay, and this is name is Siva and password is uh, some number, and this is 4. Okay, if you remember the student, the last one is 4. Okay, so apply, so finish. Right? So our both the table informations are been populated. So likewise, if you want to test for faculty and admin, you can fix something. Okay, first at least for start kind of thing, faculty kind of thing, you can create a new table over here and you can keep the information likewise. And in the controller part, you can decide where to move and all. Right. Okay, this is the first part we have completed. So let us back to our STS. Okay. So here you can go for two approaches. One approach is you can create a dynamic web project, or also you can go for Maven project. Okay, so for Maven project, uh, there you have to go for like what do you say? You have to choose some web app uh, project. Kind of thing you have to choose. And if it is a dynamic web project, you can find over here. Okay, dynamic web project. So in this session, I'm going to do on the basis of dynamic web project. So certainly, you should have environment variable. You will get the environment variable because I have installed Apache Tomcat 9. So you have to be make sure that what is your version. So depending upon which type of environment you have, in the servlet part, there will be a little bit difference you will get. Okay. So project name, I can give ERP. Okay. Then next and generate the web.xml file because in the web.xml file sometime you may need to make some modification like load on startup kind of thing or servlet context parameter or servlet config parameter, so those kind of information you can set. So sometime it's required. Okay. So very next very important thing is we are doing the JDBC program. So you can find there is a file called lib. Okay. So I have already one lib folder. I can copy this particular stuff and bring it to this. That means this is my MySQL connector. Okay. So that I can go for connecting the MySQL kind of thing, right? So what is the first part? Well, the first part is my landing page. So I can go for the landing page. Now you can see that web.xml, and in the web.xml file, you can find over here. Okay, index.jsp is there or default.jsp is there. So any of these two names you can choose for landing page, so that you do not need to make any modification on this. But yes, if you are giving some other name like home.jsp or something else, then you need to update over here the landing page. So I'm just giving the same name, indx index.jsp, so that I do not need to modify the web.xml file. Okay, so now this is done. So for testing, I'm just and this is nothing but the login page for me. Okay, so I'm just giving login. Okay, that means assuming whenever I'm doing the application, this is the first page. Whenever I start my project, this will be the first page. So obviously, if it is a login page kind of thing, I can say login page. Okay, so it is as simple as it is. No template, nothing is there. Okay, so one form I have to go for. So form action equals to maybe login ctrl. Okay, I'm just calling it to that one. Okay, and I can give a method equals to get, or I can, if I want to hide the user ID and password, then I can go for post. Okay. So over here, one more thing I must say, like the current HTML version 5 does not support other methods other than get and post. So if you want to do so, then you have to use the JavaScript. And in the current session, I'm not using any kind of JavaScript code kind of stuff. So I'm just using JSP, Servlet, and JDBC. Okay. So I'm just putting post, but yeah, you can say the post here objective is different. Yes, post objective is different. So for me, this is a login page. Okay, so the I can give user ID. Okay, user ID, and there is a input box. I can go for input type equals to text, and name has to be there. Okay, because this is the through this one only it is going to access. So user ID. Okay, and a break statement, so that there will be in the design section you will find it will be in the new page in the new line. Okay, here password, and similarly in the password one input box you require, and the type you can mention as password. Okay, so that it will not be visible, and name I'm just giving the name as again the same password. Okay, and I need a submit button, so that the thing has to be like submitted to the server side. Okay, then input type equals to submit I can mention. Okay, and value I can give as login. Okay, so this is it. Okay, now if we test this one, let us see whether it's working or not. Okay, yeah, this is working. So this is the page. Okay, so one more thing, one more break, so that the button can be at its next. Okay, so this one. Right. Now what next? The next is we have to retrieve all information, whatever I'm giving user ID and password is to goes to the server side. So I have to create one uh, class. Okay, not exactly class, sorry. I have to go for create one servlet, that is my controller. Okay, so I'm just going for creating the package. Okay, So package I'm just giving like ERP dot controller. Okay. And the name I'm giving as login TTRL. Okay. Now, as you can see, the superclass is HTTP servlet. Okay. And the URL pattern is this one, but here you can mark login L is small. So I can modify over here the login, or later also you can make changes, not an issue. Okay. And I don't need any constructor, I can remove. So yes, I need to get to paste method. So finish. Okay, so now this is ready. So I don't need any kind of display, so I can remove this particular line. And yes, over here, I'm going to retrieve all the information. Okay, so what I record is two things I have required. I just need to retrieve the user ID and password. So uh, string user ID equals to uh, obviously, as you know that the all the value whatever it is coming through request.get parameter, and the parameter name you are giving as user ID. Okay, you can check, you can verify with this what is the value exact. Okay, what is the value you are giving, that should be exactly match. And the string password equals to request dot okay, request dot get parameter, and what is the name? Name is password. Okay, so these two value we have retrieved. Okay, what next? The next is the point is so this is the part for retrieving from the client side. Okay, so we'll right now we have to write for database. Okay, database for check login. Okay, so uh, um, then you can create one class. Okay, so create one class that is a normal class, right? And package name I can change it. This is not controller, this is DAO. So I can give it the thing as login DAO. I can give. Okay. Okay, so now what you are going to write over here is public static uh, connection. I'm just writing one connection method which is going to give you the connection record. Okay. Okay, get connection, no argument is required. So over here, what I'm going to do is class dot for name for loading the thing. So what I'm going to load is I'm using the MySQL driver. So that is nothing but this one. Okay, com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. So this is the thing I'm going to pass as argument to this one. Okay, and the second is I'm going to return okay the connection. Okay, so that is possible to driver manager dot get connection. Okay, so here we are going to provide three argument. So that is nothing but your that JDBC colon MySQL colon uh, class local host colon 15. Let me check for the port number. I have already written one program. So from there, just checking the port number and all. Okay, so this is the thing I have to 3306. Okay, 3306 dot not test because the schema is different. Okay. Okay, so that is, I think it is ERP. Okay, yes, this is ERP. So next is your user ID and password. So that is for me, this is root and root. Okay. Now, obviously, it is going to throw the exception. Okay. So I'm just using throws keyword. So I'm not going to handle over here. Rather, whoever going to use this particular thing is going to handle. Okay. Now comes the uh, this particular objective. So our objective is we'll provide the user ID and password, and this is going to give us one uh, one, you can say this is going to give us uh, uh, one user information kind of thing. Okay, so user information is nothing but for me this is student. Okay, so the registration number, name, mobile number, user ID. So these are the information should be provided. Okay, that I'm going to display. Okay, so for this, what I can do is I can go for creating one model class. Okay, so class that is the model, and this is I'm giving user. Okay, now in this particular part, what is required is these many fields are required. Okay, user ID, registration number, and all. Okay, so these many informations are required. So I'm just creating the RGD. I know it goes to so it's nothing but your string type. Okay, string RGD. I know. Okay, similarly string name string, that is your mobile string and user ID. Okay, so what we require is we are going to generate the getter setter methods. Okay, select all, generate. So getter setter methods are generated, right? Okay, now in this particular section, we are going to, like, what we are going to do is we are going to return a user object. Okay, so public user. Okay, so which is ERP demo. Check login. Okay, right, and user equals to null, and I'm returning, right? Okay. Now, what next? The next is I'm going to write the retrieval process and all. Okay. So connection on equals to null, prepared statement st equals to null, and here we are retrieving. So the result set arrays close to null. Okay. Then we can go for try catch kind of thing. Okay. And here now what you have to do is font equals to font equals to login dot get connection. Okay. Then repair statement equals to font dot repair statement, and here we are going to write the logic, that is your SQL query. Okay. So let us check what will be our SQL query. So select, I can say I'm going to join the thing. So s dot